Ah! Hey guys, Ken here from the Retro Toy Escapades channel in Malaysia. On the channel today, I want to take another look at the vintage Masters of the Universe Bashasaurus vehicle from 1985. I did do a video on the channel for this classic dinosaur hybrid battering ram vehicle all the way back in 2019. But I decided to update that one with some better video resolution and some new added bits. Also, at the time of that video's release, the entire Origins line had yet to be announced. There was no indication of the future that we now live in, where MOTU is back on retail store shelves. The buzz on the Bashasaurus is back after the vehicle is found making a cameo appearance on the cardback artwork for the new MOTU Origins mini-comic Roboto figure from the newly released Wave 12. As you can see, the Bashasaurus is spotted right here in the background, charging into battle with Tila at the helm, and coming to the aid of Roboto, who is facing off against Skeletor and Too Bad. This scene also references the classic first appearance of Roboto in the vintage mini-comic The Battle of Roboto, in which the Bashasaurus also prominently makes an appearance on the cover and also in the story within. Check out this cool panel here where the Bashasaurus gets into a head-on collision with the land shark. Now, does the appearance of a character or vehicle on the cardback artwork necessarily mean or guarantee their eventual appearance in action figure form? Well, not really. I mean, this whole artwork panel here could just be referencing the mini-comic storyline as a homage, of course. But at the same time, we have seen this become a reality as well in the past with previous figures and vehicles. And the Bashasaurus is just one of those fun, insane-looking rides that I really hope gets a modern-day update for the Origins line. At times, I did feel that the Bashasaurus kind of looks like one giant plastic bathtub, but with a dinosaur theme to it. But think about how awesome it would be if you could have a bathtub with a giant Triceratops head stuck to the front of it. Actually, you know what? On a lot of these loose units of the Bashasaurus that you find online, the front Triceratops head is usually always missing. And that kind of actually surprises me because it's not something that's easily detachable. Okay, this head here is stuck on pretty securely to the rest of the vehicle. But I guess that kids back in the 80s would somehow find a way. I mean, with just the right motivation. Now, the entire vehicle is solid, it's super heavy and sturdy. You do wonder how stuff like this is made to be really hard. But then you also had stuff like the Wind Raider back in the day that was just so ridiculously fragile and breakable. The huge wheels on this thing look incredible. The whole design reminds me a lot of what Mattel is doing these days with their Jurassic World Monster Trucks license for Hot Wheels. And speaking of which, the dinosaur theme continues in the back with this spiked tail here that you see. Now, even though it's a very savage, primitive looking vehicle, there's bits of high technology on hand as well, as the stickers on the vehicle show off a variety of circuitry panels and electronic buttons. Now, based on the manufacturer's stamp, this Bashasaurus unit was made in Italy in 1983. It was released in 1985, but the toy was made in 1983. So that makes this vehicle officially 40 years old today, all right? 40 years old as of this year, guys. Now, at the bottom of the vehicle as well, there's an instructional sticker that offers some useful information in regards to the use of the battering arm. Now, it says here, if the battering arm or plunger should accidentally get jammed out of place, rotate arm one full turn to touch the lower side of the vehicle and then bring back to original position. Okay, so we're going to check this thing out later because that plunger button is definitely going to get jammed at some point. All right, so we're going to see this thing in action in a bit. Now, when it comes to the Bashasaurus, the star is without a doubt the battering arm. This thing's got a circular shaped boulder at the end of it here. This thing's called a basher ball. Yeah, that's the official name for it. It's actually, it's not really hard. It's hard enough, but it's also soft. Okay, so, if you were to squeeze it, you can see how actually, it does cave in a little bit like that. Look at that, But it does pretty much pack a punch, all right? If you lay it straight down on something that's in its way, yeah, it's going to take it down pretty hard. Okay, so we're going to check this thing out in action. What you need to do is actually press on this huge yellow plunger button on the side here. Just push it down and that sends the whole basher ball contraption swinging forward just like that. Look at that. Okay, it just swings forward real smooth. Okay, check that out, right? But at some point, okay, see what happened here? The plunger gets jammed. Okay, so just like what the instructions said that would happen, and what you got to do is just rotate the entire battering arm, rotate it about all the way down to the bottom like so, and then just rotate it upwards, right? This will send the plunger back up into place, just like that. See that? Okay, it's back in place, and then you're back in business, guys. Ready to just bash away, bash, bash, straight away, guys. Okay, this is a vintage vehicle, but the new Origins figures fit in just as well. Let's just try him out with the Origins He-Man. Flip the Triceratops head forward to fit the figure in. You see that he just slides right in there in the driver's cockpit. It's a pretty snug fit, okay, but he gets in there. That's pretty much like how the vintage figures used to fit in there too. There's like a control panel there, right there. At the bottom there, I guess that's how he operates this thing. There's nothing for him to actually, press or anything like that. However, you can get him to sort of like just hold on to the sides of the bars here. Okay, just sort of like just one of his hands can actually just reach those bars. And yeah, he's in operation. Okay, he's rolling this thing into action. And over on this side of the vehicle, there's actually a storage compartment there, all right, where you can put the weapons. You can place He-Man's sword in there. Now, even though this thing is designed with the old vintage weapons in mind, but the new Origins weapons can fit in there too. And you get the sword in there, and then you just tuck the shield onto the open pack at the side there. And this thing is just able to roll, okay, with the weapons just stashed away at the side. It's a pretty great look, Okay, He-Man's rolling, and he's bound to run into some obstacles along the way, like the pair of evil-looking hybrid monsters here that are out to do Skeletor's bidding. But the Bashasaurus is going to take care of them. No problem. You see that? You see how easily these guys went down? It's like crashing into bowling pins. Okay? And once you're done there, you can just keep on repeatedly pressing on the yellow button over and over again, sending that basher ball pummeling into the bad guys repeatedly. Okay, just keep on at it, until they're basically just completely decimated, obliterated. It's pretty ingenious. The striking action actually allows you to just keep on working it just like this, just like that. All right, yeah, just completely smash them up. All right, make sure they ain't coming up again. Right, yeah, that's right. Okay, no way you guys are coming up again. The great thing about this basher ball is that it's got another feature. You can actually extend it even further. That's right, okay? So, even if your target is a little bit out of range, the basher ball is still going to get it. Look at this, okay? You can extend it so you can hit even further. And yeah, there's really no escape, okay? As long as you're in that spot, you're going down, man. Just like that, okay? Kapow! Going straight down. I think the Bashasaurus is heavily overdue for a redo, for a modern day update. I think it's possible, okay, because based on the selections of vehicles that we've seen so far from Origins, they've been rolling out the vehicles a little bit slow, understandably so, because I think that they're not really sure if this stuff is going to move. But the choices so far have all involved updates of vehicles from the vintage line that do not contain electronics. Okay, so we've gotten stuff like, well, there was the Sky Sled, that was kind of like pretty much a new thing. But then we had stuff like the Wind Raider. Then we've recently had stuff like the Ground Reaper. We've had the Land Shark. We've had the Roton. Now, all of these, incorporated features that basically didn't involve electronics or batteries or anything like that. But stuff like the Land Shark and even the Roton, they had action features, okay, like you could roll them and they would like either spin or their mouths would like open and close, stuff like that. So the Bashasaurus pretty much fits into the concept of these vehicles that just require a manual operation, just a simple press of the button and something happens, okay. It's still a little bit technical. It's an action feature, no doubt. I don't know if they're phasing out action features altogether. Just look at what happened to the Ground Reaper, right? Or the Road Reaper, whatever it is. Okay, but yeah, they phased out the action feature for that one. But previously, we had stuff like the Roton, okay, that did have the action feature. So something like this is definitely possible. Are we going to get it? I hope so. One thing I'm excited about is the fact that if they are redoing this thing, it's definitely going to be oversized, okay? So far, all the vehicles have been oversized, except for the Ground Reaper. I don't have that one yet, but looking at the images, I don't think that it's any much bigger than the classic one. But stuff like the Land Shark, the Wind Raider, the Roton, all that stuff was just huge. Okay, Stridor, even that, all right? Just way huger than the vintage versions. So I'm looking forward to seeing that. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, guys. What do you think about this? Okay, are you excited for the possibility of the Bashasaurus coming back? Hit me up in the comments, and I'll catch you guys again real soon for more content right here. Thank you, and take care out there.